And here we go. Okay, so first I'm just gonna have Emily and Danny like both introduce themselves. I know most of you guys know who they are, but I just want to go ahead and get started by doing that. So Danny, I'm gonna go ahead and pin your video and then just introduce yourself and share your story.
Sorry. Okay. So I am Danny. I'm 19 years old. Hang on. It's not on me. Okay. That's good. I'm 19 years old. I'm a college student full time. Started this business I'm still like choking. My throat is a little rough. Gosh. I started this business a year ago, a little over, and I'm a diamond. And I mean, I was super busy when I first started, and I worked and worked and worked until I could quit both my jobs, and now I'm full time with this business. And I feel like you all know me, so I don't know what else to say.
It's like hard because like these are like all your friends. Okay.
Yeah.
So Emily, Danny, I'm gonna go ahead and mute you. Danny, I'm gonna mute you. Emily, unmute you. Good Lord. And then pin your video. All right, so Emily, introduce yourself to us.
Hey guys, I'm Emily. I'm a Ruby leader. I'm pushing for Diamond. I started this business almost a full year ago. It'll have been a year in October. And I just started this business like solely for like a distraction because I had a lot of life happening and I kind of wanted to like find a way to get over that. So this business was my outlet for that.
I love that. That's so awesome. Okay, so obviously you guys saw like what like the name of the Zoom was, and I really just like want these two girls. They are absolutely killing it right now, both full-time college girls. So I just wanted to get them on here and just to kind of share like their tips with you guys, because I mean obviously the majority of us are college and or I guess the age to be college, if that makes sense. So I feel like just knowing the tips, even if you aren't in school, will just help like relate to people who are in college and everything. So Emily, I wanted to go ahead and have you go first because I know you had we kind of like strategized this before, but so I just want you to go ahead and share your tips and all that jazz.
Okay, so before I go on, I just wanted to like point out that I'm in a sorority. I'm a little sister to a fraternity. I'm a cheerleader. I'm currently taking 16 hours, and I'm very active on at our church group on campus. So I'm like very involved with that. And then on top of all of that, when I first joined the business, I was working as a youth director for a church, and I was working as a gymnastics coach. So if you tell yourself you don't have time, you're lying to yourself. I was doing all that, and I had time for the business. But what I really want to like talk about was what I did wrong during that first few months of my business. So what I would do was, like I said, I'm in a sorority. I would spend my nights going out, and then I would spend my days either working my business or doing homework. And what really went wrong there was I had so much on my plate that I didn't have time to develop my mindset, which is why it took me so long to promote. And I was just in like a really bad mental state because I had so much to do, and I had like, we all have 24 hours a day, and there's not much, like, it's a lot of time if you can handle it right. But what I would do was I would go to classes, I would work in between classes, and then I would come home, I would do my homework, and then I would go out, and then that would be it. That would be my day. I would come back, and if I felt like I needed to work on my business, I would stay up, and then I would like pull all-nighters, and I would just give myself so much anxiety, like I'm not doing enough, I need to do more, I want to do it all. And that like caught up to me. So for those of y'all who don't know me, I like medically withdrew from my spring semester because I was having a lot of seizures. I'm epileptic, and stress is like a big trigger for that. So I was having a lot of stress because I had too much on my plate, and I was trying to do everything, but I didn't know how to manage it. And I was literally pulling all-nighters, studying for exams and working. Like I was doing both at the same time, which is a big no-no. You need to work intentionally, and you need to like manage your time and do your homework, get it done, then work intentionally, do personal development. Those need to be the top 3 things on your list of things to do. But I was literally throwing up 10 minutes before classes because I was so stressed and I was pulling so many all-nighters. So that being said, what I do now is, and I feel like this was working for me, I don't spend as much time going out. Like if I have to go out for my sorority, I will. But I'm very like my friends are y'all. Y'all are my friends. I love y'all. Y'all are real with me. Y'all tell me what I need to do. So y'all are my friends. I like to spend time with my friends, which is on Zoom. So if you feel like you don't want to work, like you just finished all your homework and you're like, I don't want to work. I just want to go to sleep. I want to watch Netflix. Get on work Zoom. That's my number one tip. Get on work Zoom. Because you'll see other people working and you'll be like, oh, crap. I need to work. And so that's my number one tip. But get your homework done first. And then when you wake up in the morning, make sure you post on your story, because that's what I do. I always post on my story in the morning, and then I'll post on my feed during lunch. And get what you can done during the day, like between classes. Like I remember I would go to the bathroom and send a message if I had to. But just really work intentionally and manage your time wisely. So that's my biggest advice. Don't stress yourself out to the point where you're throwing up 10 minutes before class because you're so stressed.
I love that though, because I mean, like I feel like can I talk? I've very much learned how to like manage my time like after being in this. And I mean, even being in it, and like I don't even remember my life, but I mean because I had none, but I was taking like 18 credit hours, and I was working a full-time job, so 45 to 50 hours a week, and 2 other part-time jobs. So like stress was like my best friend, and it was terrible, and like it like literally, and like it was just bad, and like no one deserves that. Like no, it's not okay. But I love what you said about how like how you did say like what you did wrong, because like, and then like what you learned from that as well, because that, I mean, like I don't know, I feel like even like I don't know how to like talk, but like I feel like if you can point yourself out, then you can like figure out the correct path to go, if that makes sense at all. Like you knew what you were doing wrong, and then like after like time off and just like getting like everything together, you figured out how to do it the right way, basically, so then you could like fix everything. So I really like that you said that. And then oh, go ahead. Sorry, you're fine.
So another thing I wanted to add in is I said like you can't do everything at once. You need, like everyone's brain works differently, but what works for me is focusing on one thing at a time and taking it one step at a time. And I think that's just like another way to rephrase what I've already said, but just take it one step at a time. And when you do what you're doing at that moment, make sure you're putting all your focus and energy into that, and you're not worrying about other things.
Yeah, I love that. So I am going to ask you like an on-the-fly question, but can you just like go into like what your daily routine is? Like obviously us being college students, like it's going to be different, but like when you wake up, what do you do from like the time you wake up to the time you go to bed?
Yeah. Okay. So when I wake up, everyone checks their phone when they wake up. That's just a thing. I don't know why it's a thing, but it's a thing. So what I do when I wake up is I post on my Instagram story, and I typically try to use like a new story or a new product every day, but I'll focus on that one product during the day, because like I said, focus on one thing, focus on what you're doing at that time. So I'll post on my story in the morning, and then I'll like get ready. I'll do my daily like makeup, hair, get dressed, go to class. And then I have 3 classes on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm still trying to like figure out a solid schedule for myself. But on those Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, what I do is I have an 11 o'clock class. So I'll try and get up early and work before that 11 o'clock class. And so when I work, I will follow people on Instagram, and I'll I'll add people on Facebook, and that's what I spend my mornings doing. I just follow and add. And then I go to class, and then I have like a little lunch break, and during that lunch break, I try and get homework done, because I like being done with my homework before I start like actually working on my business. So I'll work on my homework during that little lunch break, and I'll occasionally eat if I remember. I forget to eat. That's one of my bad things, but I forget to eat. So I'll do homework during that time, and then I go to class, and then I'm not done with class until like 4:20. And then after I'm done with that class, I have cheer. So I go straight from class to cheer, and then after cheer, I come back home, and if I'm not done with my homework, that's the first thing I do. But I'll even like get on Zoom to do my homework, because like I said, my friends are my rap girls. So I'll get on Zoom, I'll do my homework, and then after I do my homework, I do personal development. And if I hadn't posted I forgot to say this, but I was like try and post during lunchtime too. Like before I do my homework, I'll try and post. But if I haven't posted, that's when I'll post, and that's when I'll do personal development after my homework is done. And if I still have like time in the day, then that's when I message, that's when I follow up, and that's when I like block out my schedule for the rest of the week. And what I found really helpful is having a planner to block out your days and know exactly like how much time you want to spend on each class. And I don't know like what y'all's plans for life are. Like obviously it's different for everyone, but I want to do well in school and I want to graduate and I want to go to seminary because that's my lifelong goal. I want to go to seminary and I want to write books about like Christianity and like the historical meaning behind the book and like the historical evidence, and I just want to do like a bunch of research. So I need to do well in school now to go to seminary. But that being said, I need the business to pay for seminary. I'm not paying for my school now, but I want to pay for seminary. Like that's the goal. And so like I'm prioritizing school. So my priorities go school, business, social stuff, including cheer. So I don't know if that answers your question, but
No, yeah, it did completely, and I love that. Just because I mean, like I know we all like have different school schedules. I feel like it's not like high school anymore where you go from like what is it, like 8 to 2? I don't even know. I barely went, but it's fine. But like I just like the different schedules because like people like I know for myself like I'm doing online classes and then like I know Danny's doing online classes as well, but like that's two different things. But at the same time you still have to be like intentional and like get your homework done. Like just because they're online classes doesn't mean that you just like can't do them. So I just wanted to get like your input on that, and I love that. And then just basically like blocking out your day. I'm super big on the block schedule, which like I know you guys know. So I love like having that type of like system to work during my day because I know like exactly from like 8 to 11, it is like work time in my brain besides the 20-minute break I took to go make muffins, but that's different. So like I like how you said that though.
I love that you said that because my like off days, I still have a class, but it's just one class and it's at 9:30. And so I'm done at 10:50. So what I do is when I come back from that, this is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but what I do is I'll come back to my little house and I will get all my homework done for the next day and possibly even for the rest of the week, and then I will spend the rest of that day working. Which
Okay.
like that what's involved in that is I try and make my own story posts because people like stories. I try and go live on my Instagram or Facebook, and that's when I message people.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. Yeah. Thank you for that. Okay. So I'm going to mute you and then unmute Danny. Danny, you should be able to unmute yourself. It's not letting me unmute you. There it goes. Okay. So let's see. Here we go. Okay. So Danny, if you could just give us your tips and yeah.
Okay, so I mean, basically, most of my tips are going to be similar to hers, but it's cool because she goes to classes and I have online classes. So having I have like full discipline of my schedule, like business and school. So it's like, it's really difficult sometimes, but I've learned a lot since I've like started this. At the beginning, I was working 2 jobs. I was going to school full time. I had like 15 credit hours, and that semester, like I started, I was going 2 classes. So basically, like my biggest tip is like if you are really busy and you do have like a full schedule of classes, like take advantage of the small gaps that you do have. Like my walk from like my apartment to my classes, like it was like 20 minutes, I think. And that 20 minutes is like very, very valuable. Like I'd put personal development on like my headphones, like podcast or book or something. And then I would like interact on my Instagram. Well, first I'd immediately wake up and make my stories. And then I make my coffee in the morning anyway. So post that on my story too. There's some stories to start me out. And then I follow and interacted like on the way to school. And then if I could get any messages out, depending on like how much I was doing, like if I had a little extra time before class, like then I'd reply to those after my classes, lunchtime, take advantage of that. I mean, you could either like, vice versa, you could either like take advantage with your business and like get as much as done as you can during that time, or you can do your homework that day. Like if I had like chemistry homework, I would specifically work on that during lunch so that I wasn't like stressed out about getting it done before like nighttime, and then I could work on my business at night, and then I wouldn't have like the homework to do. And then like Emily said, I mean, like I like these people and I don't really like going out that much. I will, like, it's fun, but like I'd much rather just like stay home most of the time. And so I guess it's like not really a sacrifice for me, but if you are the type that's like blue and you want to be out there and doing stuff, like make sure you have like a balance and like you know where your priorities at. My like rule of thumb, I guess, is if I am going to go out, my stuff's going to be done before I go out. So just, I said, don't make excuses, like, and make those small sacrifices. Like if you have to like meet up with your friends an hour later to get like a power hour done before you go out, like do what you got to do. And then time management, that's like a big thing. I mean, with everyone, like Emily talked about, like getting your homework done. I really like to like wake up and I will usually work on school first thing because it takes my stress off of that. And I've been getting them done like a day before they're due, so that it's like I'm always like a day ahead. And then I have like the whole afternoon to work on my business and get whatever else I need done. So just really like adjust it to your schedule. I guess I didn't know the word I was looking for. Like my schedule is not going to be the same as yours. So if you have like a full thing of classes from like 11 to like 7 or 8 at night, like make sure you do get up early and use that time before. Cause like don't sleep in until like 10:30, get to your class at 11, and then you have like nothing, no available space to do anything. Like again, sacrifices, wake up a little bit earlier. So just fit it to what your schedule is and how that's going to work with you, but take advantage of the small. You do have 5 minutes here and there, like between classes like that. Those can be like, you can get like 10 messages out walking 5 minutes. Like I know I've done it before, it's possible. And like, you have 5 minute gaps here and there, 10 messages each time. You probably just sent out like 50 messages before school is even over. So that's a good tip. And then just like holding up to the responsibilities that you do have. Like, I mean, I'm full time with this. So like, I think about it as if like I could literally be going to a job. Like, yeah, I don't want to sit here and send messages every single day. It's not the fun part of this business, but we do it because that's how you get results and you get paid and stuff from bringing people in. And like, I just think about it like I could either be sitting here sending 100 messages from my couch, from my chair, from like in my pajamas, or I could be at work like miserable during these like this hour or two that I'm doing this at home. Like which do you want? So, like I always tell myself every day, it's like it's so much self-discipline, but like if I don't work, I don't get paid. So I mean, what am I gonna choose? But yeah, I mean, those are kind of all my main ones. Just don't get overwhelmed. Like try not to like feel like you have so much on your plate, and like don't think of it as like you have to sit down and like do everything for an hour. Like you can get all your stuff done with 5 minute gaps here and there. Like I said, like don't stress yourself out because you can't. Like, yeah, it's good to have like that time where you can sit down and dedicate like no distraction time to your business. But like if you can't until like certain days of the week, make sure you're utilizing the times that you do have during the day. So I think that's all I had.
No, I love that though, because I mean, like, it's so true. Like, I really feel, I really feel like you just have to, like I said in the chat, but I was like, pick your hard. Like, and I love that you mentioned that though, because like I can either sit here and complain about sending out 50 messages, or I can go work a 12-hour shift at a restaurant that I hate and get like, I don't know, just like rice thrown at me, just like different things. But I mean, it's like, pick your hard. Like my heart is going to be sitting right here, and poor me texting people. Wow. Like you're going to be doing that anyway, sis. Like you might as well be getting paid for it. So that's my rule of thumb on that. But I just like that though, because I mean, like I said, I like that you don't have to just like be a full-time college student going to class. You don't have to just be doing online classes, like anything like that. I mean, like you can be working this business and literally doing whatever. And then another thing, if you're not in college, don't think that I don't know how to word this. Like, don't think that just because these girls are full-time at work, like they have more on their schedule, or they don't have more or less than you do. I didn't say that right, but like we all have the same 24 hours in the day, and it truly is just about how you use them. Like there are some days when my 24 hours are completely wasted, and there's others where it literally just makes it so much easier. And then yeah, I agree with that, Emily. Like I do more when I'm busy, and like I thrive in chaos. Like I'm just a person that like thrives being like not stressed out, but like having like set deadlines. And like that was why I did choose to go back to school, because like I had set deadlines, and now like that I have like basically a set schedule, I feel like I'm getting so much more intentional work done, because instead of like looking at my phone and literally just like sitting there and just like, I don't know if that makes sense, but literally just doing nothing, I'm like actually getting intentional work done, because like I know I'm gonna have to go like back to school here in a little bit. So I love that. And if you guys have any questions, like please throw them in the chat. But I mean, that was really like all we had. I didn't really think this was going to be long. I just really wanted to get these two girls on here and just kind of have them like share their story and like their daily routine with you guys. I know, like I said, I do a block schedule. I really feel like it's just like whatever works with you. Like my advice is get a planner and literally like use it. Like I have like a family, I don't know if y'all be able to see it, but that's like my family planner with like Jeremy and I. And then I have my own planner like in my binder here, where it has like my schoolwork, my follow-ups, like my enrollments, like those kind of things. And like for this like incentive trip, I have like weekly points I want to be on, and Emily's up there showing her planner. But yeah, it's just like exactly, we all got planners, because I mean like we have to be intentional. And like I feel like whenever I was working so much like at I don't want to say a real job, because like what we do is real, but y'all feel me. Like when I was working for corporate America, like I was so stressed out, and I literally had to do that intentional work every single day. Otherwise I wasn't getting anything done. So I mean, that's kind of my advice on that. So like I said, if you guys don't have any more questions, or if you guys don't have any more tips, then that'll be it for tonight.
I mean, the only thing I was going to say was about the planner thing. Like, if you are in school, online classes, obviously, I don't have, like, they email us, but the teacher's not, like, reminding us every time we're in class, like, when something's due. And so I don't have, like, a verbal reminder. So, like, make sure that if you, like, get overwhelmed about, like, when stuff's due, like, write everything down. Like, I have literally my whole semester, like, every single month, like, when my assignments are due. So then I can make that time to do this stuff. And then like business right after, because I don't know, it just makes, I can work my business anytime during the day, but like I have to be on my computer to go do my schoolwork. So just getting that out of the way like makes me feel better, like less stressed. But
no, yeah, and I like that you said that though, because like I have my school block is from like 3:30 to 6:30, and I was like, like I'm probably gonna move that up, because like there are so many days, like especially this week, where I'm like, it's like 4:45, and I'm like, oh, I'll just wait till tomorrow. And it's like, granted, like what I do like isn't hard like for school or anything, but like I'm just keep like pushing it off and pushing it off. But if I could just wake up, like do my normal thing and just sit down and like do my schoolwork, then like just do that. Like why? And like that's what, like I don't know, just the flexibility of it. So like we said, or like we all said, just figure out a schedule that works best with you and just truly run with it. And I know Emily had something else you had to say, so you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay, so I want to talk about like when y'all go out, because I know I'm very guilty of going out. Anyone who's close with me knows that. But when you do go out, hang on, I want to show y'all something real quick. I have all my big dates like in the small calendar part, but I haven't completely filled out October yet. But if you can like see it, like there's a ton of parties and there's a ton of stuff that I have to be at because I'm in a sorority. But what I found myself doing like towards the end of last year, which kind of helped my business, is yes, I socialized and interacted with people at the party, but I would also like take some time and go on the side and just like message people. So I messaged people while I was at the party, and it worked. Like I enrolled so many people at so many parties, like it's not even funny. So yeah, if you do want to go out, like I'm not saying waste your entire college going out, but if you do go out, that's my biggest tip. Like yes, socialize, yes, have fun, because you're in college, you're young, and you're not going to be young forever. But while you are having fun, message.
No, I
'Cause-
love that though. Yeah. Cause I mean, I know that there's times like I feel so guilty of like even going out to the lake with my boyfriend and his friends for the day. And it's like, no, like this business, like I've worked so hard in this business to allow myself to go out for 4 hours one Saturday and go out to the lake. But at the same time, like we got waterproof phone cases. So like I know I'm like out at the lake, like on my phone at the same time. So that's like actually really funny, Caroline. She goes, I socialize at parties and ask for people's Instagrams. Like, yeah, you're a
I
network.
do that.
Yeah, that's so funny though.
And
Um,
sometimes like people ask me at parties because a lot of I don't know if y'all know this, but like Austin College is like a really small school, so everyone knows everyone. And I'm following like the majority of people who go there. So while I'm out at parties, like a lot of people will say like, "Hey, what do you do? What is this product you sell?" Like they'll ask you about it. So
just have your hydrate and a clear water bottle.
parties don't do it like all the time.
No, I love that though. And yeah, I was like, take your hydrate with a clear water bottle. It's fine. Okay, so Danny, do you have any last minute tips?
No, I don't think so. But I really loved that Instagram one because I don't know why I think about that.
Yeah, that's so true. Okay, I'll go ahead and stop this